Yo, what up, friends? Chris Paul, what an unceremonious retirement. Went back to LA, was not able to recreate the days of Lob City or anything like that, but he really meant a lot to that franchise. Not only that, he is a first ballot Hall of Famer in the NBA, even without a championship. You can say he's a top 5 point guard, possibly, of all time. You can say he was possibly a top 10 generational player of his player in his generation, maybe top 15. So we'll start with you, Bobby. A lot of consternation here from people about the way he was released, the unceremonious way it happened, not only in LA, but then in Toronto, although at least Toronto's trying to give him another shot. He is not going to take that shot. He is instead going to retire. He was the point god was his nickname. He will be one of only 3 players with 20,000 points, 10,000 assists, and 2,000 steals, joining LeBron and Russell Westbrook. Shout out to my UCLA brother. Bobby G, what are your thoughts?
It's just sad, like for someone so accomplished and like I say, he's one of the greatest to ever play the game. One of the 75 top 75 greatest players. Mm-hmm. It's just sad, and it's the NBA. We got to do better. Because this is not the first time. We go see how Carmelo Anthony went out. We see how Allen Iverson went out. Right? We got to do better by our greats, man. These guys need to be celebrated, especially if you want the game to grow. You ask these guys to be ambassadors even after they're done. Right. Then let's give them the red carpet and the flowers on the way out.
I completely agree, Cal.
I mean, it hurts the Clippers a hell of a lot more than it hurts Chris Paul. That's just there's no getting around it, And I've seen I think Chris Paul just recently was on Carmelo's 7 p.m. in Brooklyn podcast, and he was kind of speaking to what happened or what occurred, giving his side of the story. The Clippers doing their spin or whatever. It doesn't absolve the fact and. This is one of the few opportunities and a few times that I think the NBA could have stepped in and had done something about this as well too. And again, these are the type of misses that I'm talking about. I'm not going to put a blame on any one particular thing, but I'm just saying that if you're the NBA, you got to be cognizant of these things because I think it's going to have long-term effects with how young players now perceive what they, when their time comes and they're ready to call it quits. They could just easily, unceremoniously walk away from something, don't give an explanation to nothing. And at the end of the day, the NBA has to be the one that has to take it on the face. Do you really want that? Especially for a guy as storied as Chris Paul, without winning a championship. It's an unfortunate circumstance. I still think that, at the end of the day, no one's going to take anything away from his legacy and what he's done. Every team that he's been a part of, they were better, right? Teams, whether it's only for a year, 2 years, or whatever the case may be.
Oh my God. Yes. He improved you every time.
The exception of what just happened here with the Los Angeles Clippers, right? So that's something that the Clippers really can't sweep under the rug. Like they can't get away from that. It actually puts more of an emphasis on what the Clippers are clearly lacking. And, that's just unfortunate. But listen, Chris Paul, if he's good, he's doing his thing. More power to him, and we'll wait and see what the next chapter is going to look like for the LA Clippers.
I am completely with you. I cannot believe the way that he has been treated. And one of like we've all said, one of the greatest players, one of the 75 greatest players in the NBA, Warren. And just for him just to be and to another point, Cal, you mentioned it. They had no problem stepping in to deny him getting traded back to the Lakers when they had the control of the Hornets, did they? They had no problem stepping in then when it was Chris Paul, but now all of a sudden we can't try to help our man out when he's given so much to the league. What are we talking about, Warren?
Yeah, I mean it's tough to watch that, somebody who's meant so much to the game and cares about the league in the way that he has. Even his advocacy for HBCUs and trying to bring that highlight to how the league is also being highlighted, and bringing that level of player to the league as well. But in some ways, he's gone on his own terms now. I'm sad from the LA side where I felt like they should have worked harder. Once they said, "Hey, you're no longer going to be with the team," worked harder to find him a spot. And I don't know, we're not in the front office, right? But from the outside looking in, it doesn't appear that they did a lot to try to get that situation.
They didn't try that much to make it
right.
Up,
and then trade deadline, hey, we'll send you to Toronto, and then Toronto was like, hey, we'll waive you. So Cal and I talked about, like, we knew he was going to get away from Toronto, but thought he would air quote chase the ring, and we would all be good with it, right? Like, why force CP3? Go get it. Do what you've done so much with the game. You have no problem if you want to ring chase, and whether that be with an OKC or whatever team. But he decided, like, listen, like, this is enough. And like I said, if he's at peace with air quote it going this direction, because I think a team would have picked him up. But he's saying now he doesn't want to be bothered with the chase, and he's content with his career. And either way, he's done a lot. First ballot Hall of Famer. Everywhere he goes, like, he's had a positive impact, and a lot of people respect Chris Paul. And there's a lot of people saying the exact things we're saying here on this show right now. It's like, hey, we wish it were different for him, but he said it's enough. And so I got to tip my cap to him for a great career.
I just wanted to, Bobby, were you going to say something?
No, but I'll throw a quick question. Do you guys think he has a future as a coach?
Yeah, that's interesting. If I were Chris Paul, from the way I have watched him and seen him, I could probably see him coaching college. I don't think I see him coaching the NBA.
Okay.
And actually, I appreciate you bringing that up, Bobby, because I want to make this point. And I'm saying this because I don't want to be disrespectful, but I'm saying it because I want to keep it 100. For the players that are out there that are like, hey, like most of those interviews that you're seeing, I'm not calling out any one specific person. I know that there have been some athletes or former players or former teammates who have spoken to, the type of person Chris Paul is and everything like that. I would say to you is, if this helps you look like you're an NBA insider, the only thing that it's shown me is that he lasted in the league a lot longer than you did, and there's a reason why. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, his resume reflects and resembles something that you never achieved. I cannot stand when I see certain players get out there saying, oh, well, he's the kind of guy that goes talking behind and does this, that, and the third, or whatever the case may be. And you're not actually there. You're not in the circumstance and the situation. You're still not even competing right now. You are analyzing and you're critiquing what a person's actions were that led to the circumstances of what we're talking about right now. And that just aggravates me more than anything, because to me, what it gives off that impression is that he has always been that person, as if to say the guy never evolved, as if to say the guy never showed us what he was when he first came into the league and what he's transitioned to even towards the end of his career in the league. And I just want to make sure that part of it is being emphasized as well, too, because that to me also elevates the conversation about where Chris Paul wants to be with this. And I'm adding on to what Shaw was talking about a moment ago, in the sense that maybe he's good with the fact that I don't need to be a part of this atmosphere of where the NBA is and how players and teams and operate in that particular space. And I got to sit here and navigate through this at 40 something years old. It's like, that's not where my energy needs to be. And I feel like if that's good and you can walk away from that, and I respect him a hell of a lot more than going through the aches and pains of trying to
don't put up with that shit.
You wouldn't be good with, you know what I mean? So yeah.
No, don't put up with that. Don't let yourself, who, like you said, put in such a great career and gave so much back to the game, don't let them put you through the ringer trying to make them happy. Nah, man, go out. There's nothing more for you to accomplish except win a championship, which, again, like you said, no one would have been mad and no one would be mad. Hey, you still got a couple months to go home, rest, and come back for the end of the year signings that you could possibly get picked up on a team that might need you.
Subscribe on YouTube at Ball and Buds for sports and entertainment live streams and videos. Boom.